Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready! 60 or.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're
touchdown, Packers! Chris Godwin, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marlon Mack, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Now the try here for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path. A significant number.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Squeeze, double, 36.
Hard.
Check three.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Down. 30 base. Smith.
27. Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day.
Down.
Looking to throw. Jeffries. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. We know this offense, they're built around passing the football. That time, the running game didn't suit them so well.
Not so well, but they have to do it every so often. You have to be able to control the pass rush a little bit, make them somewhat hesitant before they come and get your quarterback. At least have the illusion that you have a running game.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, wahoo!
Check me out. Mike 54. Watch the run.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Get it.
From the gun, Jeffries, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down.
55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Check tight, check tight. Check tight. Check nine. Wide. Ready.
Off play action. Jeffries. And he's got the hook up to Landry. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for fourth.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. McIntosh. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. Watch that unfold. I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, Delta. 56, right there, 56. We ain't giving up nothing.
Operating from the gun, McIntosh. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack. Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Who that? Hey, big trip.
And again this time to the tailback. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 18 yards, 1st down Niners.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This one caught outlined by Landry. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Go. Look at me. Zipper. Be ready.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Packers 14, 49ers 2.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Go. Go. Hey, zoom. Yo, go. Go.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. He's checking. Crash. Check it out, read.
Hey, check mine. Say go.
From the gun, Jeffries. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Off the play fake, McIntosh. That's taken in by Callaway. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Antonio Callaway with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Here we go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
On the ball. Ready?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, Jeffries. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Throwing on first down, Jeffries. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Silver.
Throwing again. Jeffries. Man open. That's Deebo Samuel. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Mike 5-5.
Go.
Mike 5-5. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Cut.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
5.
Operating from the gun, Jeffries. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Check flag 47. It's a party now. It's a party now. 47's the mic.
On 1st and 10, Jeffries steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Give the sack there to Jake Ryan.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This one quickly into the hands of Landry. 22 yards there, a first down.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good for a 49er first down.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
And the sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Hey, lock it. 6 guys. Check Bravo.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jeffries, he's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Come on, set. 60 or.
3 bucks. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Hey, orbit.
Pick up the ball. Mike, 55. Check.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get this.
From the gun, Jeffries. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out the just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Operating from the gun, McIntosh. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. 2nd and 6. And that's going to be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
Mike's 56.
Hey, exit.
56.
From the gun, McIntosh. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
At their own 35-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things.
Let's go, D. Big Sears right here.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Jeffries. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
You're not ready. Check.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike's 40.
Look at me, zipper!
Get. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. 47 Mike. 47 Mike.
Yeah.
Operating from the gun. Jeffries looking left side. That's caught by Landry. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I got you, punk.
Back to throw. Jeffries. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Go. Don't be scared of it. Go.
To throw again. Jeffries is going to let this go for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Braxton Miller as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers get a score closer. Parkey adds the
49ers 12.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
He's going to sling this deep down into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tavarius Moore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the through an opening, and there he goes. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered. How did they get that done?
Parkey with the extra time at a 5-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And they string that play out nicely. He's stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55.
From the gun, Jeffries. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll get 34 yards there.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
55 is marked, guys. 55. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys.
Now.
Get off the field. Let's get off the field. Shift. Hey, watch this.
Looking to throw. Jeffries. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
First down, Green Bay.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gators.
56. Time to go right now.
5.
Off play action. McIntosh. His throw incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Get in the right room. Get in the right room.
Throwing again. McIntosh. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line.
First down, Packers.
Let's go. 10 Lobo. Hard. Check 20. Go. Snap.
On first down, McIntosh. Open man is Switzer, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Ready? 15 line. 15 line. 54. I got it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey.
Watch the screen. 56 to Mike. 50 go.
To throw again. McIntosh. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarrell Casey picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
10-2 sauce.
Right there, 56. Go right now. Go right now.
Throwing on third and long. McIntosh. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Here we go. 8-3.
Let's get in there.
Get it.
They'll run here with Mack. And not a get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
2, go.
Switch. 56 to Mike.
2nd and 3. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. This defense has held on so far. Now from the 3, this is 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, McIntosh, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jay Sternberger, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
This is our time, guys. This is our time.
Come.
Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Record.
Go.
Kill.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Echo.
He's not going to get me.
Throwing again, Jeffries. And this is complete on the comebacker. It's Landry. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got the guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12. at the 39-yard line.
Set up, 50, plant. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Hey, Alpha. Don't let him breathe, defense. Check. 80 weapons.
To throw on second down. Jeffries nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Back to throw. Jeffries under pressure again, and down he goes again. Aaron Donald. What a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
31 yards there and a first down. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. First down, and it's Pollard again. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now here's Pollard. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. No problem there on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 15.
Check 55 to Mike. Here we go. Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike. Check.
Yes.
Mike, 55.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 55. Hey, eat. And here we go. Watch the pass.
From the gun, Jeffries nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
10-2 start. Recon, 132 fighter. Slam.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McIntosh looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Touchdown, Packers! Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
2nd and long. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 16.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
49. Look at me. Zipper.
Check 4. Check.
Spam. Yo. Go. Go.
Operating from the gun. Jeffries. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Pollard again, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Off the play fake, McIntosh. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. D Ford, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Stop your whining.
On 4th down, McIntosh. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. D Ford, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Ready. Protein, skill.
Mike, 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
Throwing on 1st down. Jeffries. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
Hey, exit.
Right there.
Now.
Right there. 54, Mike. Coming.
2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Switch. Out.
Topper.
Shit.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Hey, check Mike. Watch 55.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Mike 55.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set. Hey, wahoo!
55 to Mike.
Yeah.
On 4th down, Jeffries. He'll rifle this one deep right. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Parkey adds the extra point, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Run for Pollard. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Pollard going to try the right side. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
60 outlaw. Hey, Haywood.
56 to Mike.
You're out.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. No.
Sit.
To throw on third down. McIntosh looking downfield for Godwin. This is caught at the 20. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.